Our weed of the week is mare's tail.
Mare's tail is a winter annual weed, and for conventional till farmers, they don't see very much mare's tail out in fields. However, when you go to no-till or strip till like the field that we're in today, those types of weeds start becoming much more prevalent, and it takes a whole different strategy to get them under control.
Yeah, so you absolutely can go out there and do tillage if you want to stop mare's tail. We don't have any big issue with that, but it better be pretty aggressive tillage if it's in the spring, not in the fall. By the time it gets to spring, usually mare's tail can be big. I know we've tried to till it out ourselves, hasn't worked super well. The best method of control for mare's tail is actually herbicide in the fall. And I realize that may be a lot different than what you normally do on your farm, but I'll just tell you in our own experience where we really stopped mare's tail pretty much once and for all in several of our fields is we went out with a full quart of Banvel in the fall, and we literally stopped our combines for a couple of afternoons, sprayed in the afternoons when the temperature is around 70 degrees in the fall, and we wiped out all our mare's tail. And by the way, we wiped out our dandelions at the same time. That's the best thing you can do. So I would spray dicamba if I'm going to plant corn the following year. I would spray 2,4-D in the fall if I'm going to plant soybeans the following year, because the 2,4-D doesn't have as much residual.
And you could certainly put a residual product with that. We oftentimes see Valor getting used in the fall in front of a soybean rotation for next spring. That would be a good way to go. You can add that in. It also adds a little bit of burn to help control some of those bigger mare's tail.
Okay, so let's say you get to spring. If you're going to burn down in front of wheat or in front of corn, Sharpen is our first choice in terms of mare's tail control and a burn down. We don't like it in front of soybeans though, because you can only use a 1 ounce rate of Sharpen. So our advice instead is use the 3 Pre's. That'd be Prowl, Metribuzin, together with either Valor or Authority. And then if you want to, throw in some Gramoxone, you could throw in some Liberty, you could throw in dicamba in front of dicamba beans, 2,4-D in front of 2,4-D beans. You've got a number of options there, but Roundup unfortunately is not very good anymore in mare's tail.
When it comes to post-emerge control, I like Status at a strong rate in corn. I'd like to spike in some atrazine if possible too. In soybeans, I really like the Enlist soybeans, where you could do a combination of Liberty and Enlist 1, or the new soon-to-be labeled Extend Flex soybeans, where hopefully you'll be able to do the same thing, Liberty, in combination with dicamba.
Yeah, even if you just have straight Liberty is not too bad if it's a Liberty tolerant crop. Then we get to wheat. Usually we don't have a big issue post-emerge with mare's tail in wheat, but if it was me, I would try to burn it down with Husky, and maybe even, unfortunately, you're going to have to probably spike in a little bit of 2,4-D or some MCP.
That's all the time we have for this week's Weed of the Week, but Iron Talk is coming up next.